plaintiff, Ashley Miranda, was adopted at birth and always had a longing to find her biological father. Ashley claimed she discovered distant relatives after taking an ancestry test, and they led her to the defendant. So she petitioned the court for a paternity test. Defendant Terry Orr admits that he dated Ashley's mother for a couple of months, but he never knew anything about Ashley. Terry says he has children and grandchildren, so he is eager to see if Ashley is his daughter.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Ma'am, you're here seeking a DNA test to determine whether Mr. Orr is your father. That's
Yes.
why we're here today, and we've agreed to assist with that. We'll start with you and let me know the circumstances surrounding this.
All right, well, I was adopted at birth, and I've known that since I was very young. I always knew that my biological mother was white. I'm clearly not, so obviously there's a missing piece there that I never knew. I never knew my race growing up. So
Where'd you grow up?
in Longview, Washington.
State of Washington,
Yes.
obviously?
Yes.
Okay, they're a little tolerant and sophisticated there, enough to respect biracial and not to tease or fight or jump on you. You
Yeah.
didn't get a lot of that, did you?
No, not really till I was older, actually.
There's a lot of cities you would get it, or a lot of communities you would get that in.
Mm-hmm.
But compliments to the state of Washington. They're a very progressive state.
So, I've always, something deep down, I don't really know what it was, always told me that whoever my biological father was didn't know. I never really had a big urge to meet my biological mother, just because I have a great mother and I love her and I don't need that. So I did petition to get a copy of my original birth certificate. It came with only my mother's name on it and not my father's, so that didn't really help. So I actually took a DNA test, online, just to find out my race initially. So I did that. I actually found my race and found that
Let me see it, please.
Okay. Thanks.
So I found out that
20, 30, 40. Majority black and 48% white.
yeah.
That's very close to half and half.
Yep.
Isn't it? All right. 21% Cameroon, Congo, and Southern Bantu peoples. I haven't taken the ancestry, but my aunt, my mother's sister, has, and many of us come, or she has a Congolese in her, and Cameroon. So if I had to put a pin in the area my ancestors come from, it would be the Republic of, what is it called now? The Republic of Congo. And then as well, Cameroon. All right, then you have 10% Benin, Togo, 7% Mali, Ivory Coast, 5%. That's interesting because most descendants of African slaves came from Ghana area, and Ghana is on the ocean. Where that's why they were so convenient. I went in that area and saw the slave ships. And from Ghana, of course, and they moved inland. That's where you hit Congo and the other places. The African slave traders, along with the European slave traders, moved inland. The European slave traders began on the coast, but then began going into the landlocked area, and the African chiefs or kings who wanted to make money off of the European slave traders captured and sold, in many instances, the slaves to the slave trader, European slave trader, and took them back to the coast where they went across the Atlantic Ocean. But in many instances, they chased and captured the Africans and brought them into slavery. But in some cases, yes, they were sold out by their own people. You got people to do that now. Sell their own people out. You want a couple names? Let me move right along. All right, you give us some background, sir.
Okay, yeah, you know, I guess what she said is true. I dated her mom for about 2 or 3 months, and then we broke up, and I got with someone else, and I have 3 kids of my own, 3 kids, and I have 3 granddaughters as well. And so I guess one morning I woke up and a friend of mine had sent me a message on Messenger saying, hey man, there's a couple of young ladies that came by my house and one of them says that you possibly might be her father. He also left me her biological mother's name. And so I was like, whoa, wait a minute. You know, I thought he might have been on something because I mean, like this ain't no joke. So I tried to text him back. He never got back to me. So somehow her sister right here contacted me. She messaged me and we chatted back and forth on Messenger. And then I finally just said, just give me a call. And we talked on the phone and then she texted me some pictures. One morning I woke up and a friend of mine had sent me a message on Messenger saying, hey man, there's a couple of young ladies that came by my house and one of them says that you possibly might be her father. He also left me her biological mother's name.
Plaintiff Ashley Miranda was adopted at birth, and she suspects the defendant is her biological father. So she petitioned the court for a paternity test to find out the truth.
How did you follow up after having received your Ancestry.com? How did you follow up with actually locating Mr. Orr?
So they also link you to people that you are related to. So I had found a second cousin and reached out to her. And we messaged back and forth. And she actually said that the names on her side of the family, one of them being Orr. So I have the messages if you want to see that.
You know who I'm related to? I come to find, and his daughter and I communicate regularly and call each other cuz Malcolm X.
No kidding. Wow.
Yeah. Malcolm Little, known as Malcolm X. All right. That's why people been telling me all my life I look like him. So when she told me that, I said, oh, that's why. Okay, cuz. That's right. Ambassador Shabazz is her name. She's an ambassador to Belize now.
Wow.
If you look on my Facebook, you'll see our family with last names of Glass, Orr, and Hines. Were you born in '87? If you know my mother's name, I have an aunt that you may know something because she knows all the family business. She'll know, huh? And remembers everything. All right.
Excuse me, Your Honor, did
Yes.
you say Glass?
Yes.
Yeah, that's my grandfather's last name is Glass.
Okay.
So, yeah.
You'll see our family with last names of Glass. Okay. And yours is Orr.
Yeah.
All right.
And
I believe we have something here.
Through the process of trying to find my father, we actually, Longview is a really kind of small town. Everybody kind of knows everybody. We have a friend that we grew up with. She's our best friend. And her mother knows Terry and has always told me, or told us, that I looked like an Orr. So I had heard that name when I saw that in that message. And I immediately texted my sister and I was like, Orr, like, I know that name. I know it's come up a couple of times. And then she kind of did her thing and got in contact with him. I wanted to I didn't want to jump right in because I don't want to get my hopes up either. So my sister was a big part of kind of connecting us.
Okay. All right. Glad to hear. And you want to go and get the results for us? And I failed to mention Malcolm X Muslim African name Malik, that part of it. And I should have remembered Malik, because that's my son. I named my son's middle name after him. And that means king in Northern Africa. And Amir, my other son, that means prince.
Wow.
In Northern Africa. So, some say Arabic, but Arabic, Northern Africa. That's what it is. In the meantime, y'all don't have to do any more figuring. You all are father and daughter. Oh, my daughter.
All I can say is I just want to have a relationship with my daughter. And I want to meet my grandkids. And hopefully when we get back to Portland, I can just introduce her to all my family so she can know who her family is, and we can build a relationship from there, get it all going.
There's a lot of closure. There's a lot of like, I need to just kind of, I don't even know the words right now. Like, I need to let it sink in, I guess.
I just want to say that I'm happy for them. Like, I'm super emotional right now, so sorry, but I know it's something really important to her, so I'm happy.
And she did tell me, she kept telling me, don't worry about it, she's your daughter. And I kept like, well, I don't know. But it's true, she's my daughter.
Plaintiff Brett Johnson says when he first started dating the defendant, she was going back and forth between him and her ex. Brett claims they eventually decided to be exclusive, but 3 days after he loaned her $500, she left him for another man. He's suing for the unpaid loan. Defendant Sarah Arundale says her relationship with Brett was dysfunctional, and she has several emails he sent her in which he called her names and told her to kill herself. Sarah insists the $500 from Brett was a gift.
Start with you.
Your Honor, Sarah's my ex-girlfriend, and we met in 2011 through a mutual friend on Facebook, and we really hit it off. But she did let me know that she had an unconventional living arrangement at the time, which should have been my first red flag that this girl was going to break my heart.
How so? What was her unconventional living arrangement?
She lived with her son's father and her then boyfriend.
At the same time?
That's correct, Your Honor.
The boyfriend lived there?
Yeah. But
and the father of her child lived there?
That's right.
Along with her?
That's correct, Your Honor. Yeah.
Is this true?
That's correct.
I mean, to each his own.
No,
that's
not true.
Huh?
I was living with my father, my child's father, yes, and that's it. So, but we weren't technically together in a romantic relationship.
Was he staying there?
No.
Why you say that?
Well, he had a bed in the basement, and
is that true?
No.
You saw all that?
Yeah.
Why don't you just move in? Save you some rent. Put you a cot right next to the bed in the basement. The boyfriend lived there?
Yeah.
And the father of her child lived there?
That's right.
Along with her?
That's correct, Your Honor. Yeah.
Is this true?
That's right.
Defendant Sarah Arundale is being sued by her ex-boyfriend, who claims 3 days after he loaned her $500, she left him for another man.
So how did it go, though?
Well, she did tell me that she was in the process of breaking up with that boyfriend. So that gave me hope. And after just 2 weeks of knowing each other, we went on a bicycle trip across the state of Iowa with tens of thousands of other cyclists. And you camp out every night. And there's plenty of opportunities to get to know each other, so if you know what I mean. But a few days after coming home, she informed me that she and her boyfriend were going to try to make it work out after all. So I respected that, and I didn't pursue her, but we kept in touch, and over about 6 months later, we decided to date exclusively. And we had a tumultuous relationship. We also had a lot of good times together, too, like the time we went to New York City to sell Christmas trees. But about 1 week after we got there, she decided we weren't getting along, and she bought a bus ticket to Ohio to meet another guy that she only knew online. So she went out to Ohio, and I was hurt because we were about to celebrate her 30th birthday in New York City, and I was looking forward to that. And but
where were you all? You were going to take her through Central Park?
Exactly.
Walk through the park. That's a very cherished thing to do. Go ask Harold to bring my phone. Okay. I did that yesterday with my son.
Oh.
And I'm going to tell you the text I sent him and the text he sent me back. We walked through Central Park together, just he and I. I got 4 children, and just he and I went together to New York to see a fight And we walked through Central Park, and it was almost romantic. But it was such a cherished moment. And you let him miss out on that, and you missed out on it.
Well,
How did it
he's
end,
not
the
a
Central
Mr. Nice
Park
guy,
deal
like-
or the New York deal?
Your Honor, she came back to New York after about 2 weeks, back into my arms, and she told me she'd been living in the wilderness in a cabin that was infested by mice. So we made up, and we ended up having a good time in New York for Christmas and New Year's, and it ended up being a good trip overall.
Well, let me read to you what I said. I say to him this morning, I said, there's a song called Walking in the Rain with the One I Love. I said, well, I walked through the park with the one I love, LO at Laugh Out Loud. I said, honestly, it was a great time with you and me. Memories we'll never forget. Don't mean to be mushy, just wanted you to know how special those times are for your dad.
Wow.
Love you, boy.
Oh, that's great.
His response is, ha ha, man. He said, ha ha. Oh, man, such a great weekend. I was just telling Nenea how great it was to just hang out with you one-on-one for a bit. Thankful for all the special memories with you. I truly appreciate everything you do for me. Love you.
Wow.
That's
Great
my son.
response.
That's our communication. See, you could have been getting that. Not touching that was, you could have been getting it. Now y'all walk away mad with each other from New York. Next time, take her through that park. Me and my son were mad the night before. We went there for the boxing match, and his man lost and my man won. He was mad, and I took him through the park. And you saw what happened.
Yeah.
Give me some background.
Your Honor, we're here because the plaintiff is basically just still not over me. We met in June 2011, and since then we've been in an on and off relationship, which has been pretty toxic. At one point during our off times, he sent me a bunch of emails calling me names and even telling me I don't deserve to live, I should kill myself, and he can't wait till I die. And so here are those emails right here.
Let me see those.
Thank you.
Call it a C word? You say, I hate you? Backstabber? You call her a hooker? All my apologies were fake? I wish I never heard your name?
Well, obviously it was a dysfunctional relationship, and I didn't see that at the time until I started scrolling through everything recently. But yeah, so at one point we did get back together. He was a lot of fun, and he exposed me to a lot of cool things. But he is extreme in everything that he does.
Extreme love, you're right.
Yep.
Tell him about all the favors you asked of me over the years after you broke up with me.
And he lives with his parents, and so he doesn't really have any responsibilities. Everything is a joke to him. And I just needed somebody more serious who was going to provide and not be gallivanting around the country all the time, and he couldn't do that.
What do you mean by around the country? He couldn't stay stable? Is that what you're suggesting?
Correct. Yeah, gallivanting
Go ahead,
around the
sir.
country. We've been in an on and off relationship, which has been pretty toxic. At one point during our off times, he sent me a bunch of emails calling me names and even telling me I don't deserve to live, I should kill myself, and he can't wait till I die. And so here are those emails right here.
Let me see those.
Defendant Sarah Arundale is being sued by her ex-boyfriend, who claims 3 days after he loaned her $500, she left him for another man.
Tell me why you're suing her for this $500.
Right. Well, yeah, I guess in 2016, she decided I wasn't so bad after all, because we got back together and she asked me to move in with her. And not only that, she asked me for $500. She had medical bills piling up, and I didn't want her to get behind on her mortgage. And I loved her, so I wrote her a check right then and there.
What was the agreement, though? When was she to repay you?
But knowing how capricious she is and how she has a history of jilting lovers on a whim, I said to her at the time, I gave her the check, if you leave me for someone else, you got to pay me back.
Immediately.
And she agreed to it.
Or at all?
There was no time. But like, we can argue whether or not she needed to pay me back if she left me 3 months or 6 months later. But as it turns out, she left me 3 days later. I could tell something was wrong, and I confronted her about it. And she kicked me out of the house, out of her house, for a real petty reason. She went back with the man who she was with right before me, and she later got pregnant by him.
Ma'am, what do you say about this loan? The terms of the loan, if he did.
There
give you
were
money.
no terms.
Was it a loan or not?
He gifted me $500.
So it wasn't a loan.
No.
Did I?
It was not a loan.
Do you not
Sir,
remember when I
how-
said to you, point blank, if you leave me for someone else?
No.
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, she's denying it. You have any evidence that it was a loan? It's your word against hers at this point. And your extreme love for her leads me to believe it was a gift.
Your Honor, I recognize.
You have any proof?
Your Honor,
Do you have any evidence?
well, I'm counting on her to tell the truth.
All right.
She's under oath.
Keep counting on it, right?
She
Keep counting on it.
every time I
But
confronted
come
her.
back when she does.
When I
all right?
confronted her.
Today she's not. Come back when she does. Your claim is dismissed. Have a good day. Thank you.
I would have hoped that you would, since you're under oath, that you would have told the truth, but apparently not even under oath will you.
And I did tell the truth, and all I want is for you to leave me alone now because I have a family and a life, and this happened 3 years ago, and you just need to get over it and move on with your life.
Plaintiff Scott Hall says the defendant is his neighbor, and he's dating a 45-year-old cougar who sunk her claws into him. Scott claims after the defendant falsely accused him of sleeping with his girlfriend, he damaged Scott's motorcycle, so he's suing. Defendant Ryan Decker says Scott has some nerve criticizing his girlfriend, considering Scott had sex with her. Ryan is countersuing for pain and suffering due to an assault.
Start with you.
I know Ryan Decker for over a year. He smokes, drinks, sleeps all day.
How do you know that?
Because he's my neighbor.
Okay. What do you do all day?
I work.
Spying
So
the
how
neighbor.
do you, spying on your neighbor if you know all of what he does all day. But go ahead.
He pursued a 45-year-old cougar that sunk her claws in and never left.
Gotcha. Is this the lady with us today?
Yes.
All right. Go ahead.
He thinks I slept with his fiance.
Yeah, you did.
Tell me about that.
I heard it from his best friend that he slept with her.
And you ask her?
Yes, I did.
Did she admit it?
No. She says she
You think
did.
she's lying to you?
Yeah.
She's shaking her head. You are lying? Oh, I thought I saw your head. Thought out the corner of my eye, saw you shaking your head. Yeah. Even though you think she's lying, you kind of let it go?
Yeah, we're working through it.
All right. How you working through it? Is her only way of working through it is to say no. So what more work is she doing? You're the one working through it mentally, I suppose.
Yeah, pretty
She's
much.
not. Did you ask her about the circumstances and try and pick through them?
Yeah, I didn't really go that far into it.
All right, good. Well, some folks turn their head to it, and if that's the way you want to handle it, then more power to you. All right, tell me about that. I'll leave all that alone unless you want to testify, ma'am. You want to testify? They're talking about you. You're a big subject of this conversation. You gonna do what you usually say, huh? No. All right. That's your thing. That's your word, and you're sticking with that word. That's right. Everything associated with you, no. Don't know nothing about it. All right, sir. Tell me about the lawsuit.
He video called me when me and my wife were in Florida vacationing, and he said, "This is what
Is
happened."
your wife with you?
Yes.
All right.
And this is
Did
what
she believe you did it, or you admitted that you did it? Were you saying it now?
No, I would never sleep with that, Your Honor.
Go ahead, sir.
He video chatted us in June,
What's
saying
the
this is
name
what
calling?
happens. This is what happens for when you sleep with my fiance. He showed me my bike, my motorcycle, and he pushed it over.
Okay.
I did. And I would do it
Wanna
again.
Show me the damages and.
Oh, if you're
you have
into
an estimate?
beardly women, you can have all that.
I'm gonna leave all these personal insults to y'all. All right, and so he agreed to pay?
Yes. When we got back from Florida, I went over there and had him sign that agreement that he would pay the damages for my bike.
$39.75.
Defendant Ryan Decker claims the plaintiff, who is his neighbor, had sex with Ryan's 45-year-old girlfriend.
Sir, what do you say to this?
I signed it under duress. He came into my house and actually broke into my room. I had the door locked and everything. He slapped me across my bed and...
You're lying.
Did you call the police?
No.
Why'd you run in the room in the first place?
Because I heard pounding on my door and, I could hear them yelling and,
What did you think was going to happen?
I wasn't sure at that point, sir.
All right, and so when you were locked in the room, though, and he was banging, you should have been sure then that he wasn't coming in to have prayer with you, right?
Yeah.
So you thought locking yourself in the room at first was for what reason again?
To resolve conflict, to not...
What conflict did you think was going to occur?
Well, I expected to get my face beat in for pushing this bike over.
That's my point. So why wouldn't you call the police? If a person expects to get their face beat in, they run into the house and they lock the door while someone is banging on the door. You expect to get your face beat in. That's why you have run into the
I had to call the cops after.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
You're so fearful. You run in and you lock yourself in your room and you just shake and hope and pray. But you say, I'll wait until he does my face in before I call the police. I know he's out there banging. I'm hiding in my room because he said that's what he's going to do, and I believe it. But I'll wait until he does that before I call the police. Not, police, could you get over here? Man is banging at the door. He wants to come in and beat my face in, and I'm hiding in my room. Please get here as soon as possible. That's what people do when they fear that someone is coming to beat their face in. But tell me about the money. He is suing you, and he says you signed this agreement to pay him.
I did, sir.
Okay, and you say it's because he was banging at the door? Okay, so you signed it how long after coming out of the room?
10, 15 minutes.
Okay. And you say he did hit you?
Yes, sir.
At what point?
As soon as he came through my door, he slapped the out of me.
Okay,
Sorry.
don't curse in here.
Yes, sir.
All right. I don't want you to get slapped in here. By him. All right. And you called the police and filed a report? You have that with you?
I do not.
Okay.
I haven't.
Why not?
I didn't. We moved. We lost our place just before,
But you did file a report.
I didn't file a report.
Wow. You told me that afterwards you did call the police.
He took my phone from me when I did call.
I'm going by what you just told me. You said after. I said, did you call the police? Why didn't you call? I called afterwards. You don't remember telling me that?
Yes, sir.
You were lying?
No.
See, that wasn't a slip of the tongue like in a no or a yes. That was a intentional remark that you had to think of and deliver. Not a mistake. So why did you tell me something that you knew to be untrue? So any other defense to this?
No, sir.
All right. Judgment for the plaintiff. Your claim is dismissed, of course. We can't believe anything you say. Have a good day.
Scott's always going to be a bully. It's whatever.
I believe it's just because Ryan is insecure about himself and he's scared that my aunt is pursuing my husband.
None of it ever happened because I wouldn't sleep with her for him to push my bike over.
You're still
Plaintiff Marcellus Robinson says despite having very little in common with the defendant, they were still friends with benefits. Marcellus claims he had issues with the defendant because after they had sex, she would linger in his home when he was ready for her to leave, and he's suing for loans and stolen money. Defendant Deandra Giles says Marcellus was infatuated with her, and he often showered her with gifts. Deandra insists she only borrowed money from Marcellus one time, and she's countersuing for lost wages and emotional distress.
Start with you.
All right, Your Honor. I met Deantra in January 2011 at an orientation for a residential aid job. January 2012, we became friends with benefits, and but we didn't have a lot in common. So, and the real thing that really got me, she seemed to be, she liked to linger. So, like, for example, like
you wanted her to get up and go after.
For example, like you would expect somebody, if somebody you don't have much in common with, you would think you would make plans. You plan more,
You're
right?
here for the
To make it
benefits. Now we're done. Get going.
But you always called me though.
No, 80% of the time I can prove it.
But you were always taking me out to go
recess
eat,
room
to go
right now. We
shopping,
can go
giving
check
me
it out
money.
right now.
So how was I lingering? No, you were lingering.
Please,
That's
you came
why
to my
were
house.
still
You wouldn't even let
calling
me
my
in your
phone.
house. You were
But I'm in a
ashamed. Come on.
relationship. You're single. So how am I lingering?
Okay, like
Okay.
you just want to be around for what?
Why would I want to be around you?
Oh, okay, we're gonna prove this.
Oh, because you were taking me places. That's why. Okay.
What does that make you sound like?
Where did he take
Thank you?
Somebody who likes, we went to Carrabba's. Like, we would go out to eat. He took me shopping to the mall. Like, he would just give me, like, cash. Like, I want to see you smile, like, type thing. Like, I can't believe he would ever say that I lingered. Like, Marcellus was calling my phone up until April of this year.
You never
like,
took her to dinner and gave her gifts?
I took her to dinner, but I never gave her gifts.
You never took
Never
me
gave
shopping?
you gifts. I never took your butt shopping,
We
girl.
never went to the mall,
Never did.
Marcellus?
Don't try to play like that.
I wish I would have brought the things that
Every
you bought
time-
me.
What did he buy you?
Like, please.
What did he buy you?
Thank you.
We went shopping. He bought me perfume. He bought me like little rings from like the store. He bought me a manicure
Sounds
set
so
just because I.
Very romantic.
He was very nice, Marcellus. He's very quiet. I'm surprised to see he got his big man pants on today, so it's cute.
Go ahead.
She's just taking friends' advice, trying to be obnoxious. But you know what? I never treat it like that because if my bills ain't paid off, I have no reason to be giving away money like that.
Smart.
I'm responsible, and I'm trying to get my stuff together.
Okay.
You know what I mean, if we just kept it simple, we're cool. See each other once in a while, but she always like, I just want to see you. I miss your light skin. Hey, stranger danger. Like, whatever. For example, I'm in a neighborhood. I say I'll come see you, real quick. See you just means to see you. You come, you get in my car, we talk for a little bit. Now she want to go somewhere. I have no plans for you.
What was your purpose for going over there to see her?
Just to say hi. I was in the neighborhood, just to say hi.
Okay.
That's it.
All right, ma'am, let me hear some background from you.
Marcellus, he's playing it off like I was lingerer or I would try to get attention from him. Marcellus was infatuated with me. He texts me a lot. Like most of the time I would never text Marcellus. He would hit me up like, where have you been?
Yeah, most people, sir, don't go and visit someone who typically lingers around them. Not even to get you something, just to say hi. You're talking about lingering.
Sir, Your Honor, he doesn't even live by me. He lives far from me. But, we were intimate twice. We had a casual dating relationship. I didn't look at myself as somebody who was around me just to get sex. We enjoyed each other's company, the time that we had together.
He lingered.
I'm a straightforward type of person. Once I want you gone, I'm going to separate myself. You don't have to worry about lingering.
Plaintiff Marcellus Robinson says he and the defendant were friends with benefits, but the defendant insists Marcellus was infatuated with her and showered her with gifts.
Let's get to the loans and stolen money you're suing her about.
All right, Your Honor. September 1st of 2012, Deantra came over. At the time, she had a rental car. I'm at work, and next thing I know, my phone gets called, and this girl is stressing, like she ran into somebody with a rental car. It's the last day of the rental, and she didn't get the insurance. So she's panicking. The cops are there. She's saying, I just want to see you. I want you to hold me, blah, blah, blah. And, so she came up to my job. I'm like, okay, I can sympathize.
To be held.
Yeah, hell.
So she came up to your job after the accident
I seen
and
the
stood
car.
there over your desk or something?
No.
Said, hold me?
I work at like a group home. So I come outside to meet her outside the house because,
Did you hold her?
I held her for a little bit.
Okay.
There was no holding, Your Honor.
Anyway. But yeah, I've seen the car and everything, so she's just telling me what's going on. And she just got her LPN license and she's doing better for herself. I didn't want to see her backtrack, so I was like, all right, she ain't paid she doesn't have the money for the deductible, and it's not making up the money that's going to be the problem. It's the fact that your timing of your bills is going to catch you. And because I know that, I was like, all right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to loan you this $500 right here. Okay. She takes my card and she goes to the ATM, pulls out $600, gives me $100 back in 3 receipts. because I know the transition from, losing a vehicle and everything is difficult, I said, I'm gonna give you this 100 as a gift so you can, get yourself situated.
Okay, so you're suing her for the $500 loan, right?
Correct.
She hasn't paid anything on it.
Nothing.
And what does the balance come from? The 180, because you said 100 was a gift.
2 weeks later, approximately September 17th, she texted me saying, hey, can you go do a three-way with me and
I don't want to hear about your sex life.
I mean, on the phone.
These dates are.
Oh, telephone.
and,
Three-way phone call with who?
So to pay a phone bill.
All right, and stolen money?
Yeah, the stolen money right here actually is 3 more transactions of $25 from the same company that her phone bill was due.
How did she get access to your money?
Because we did it over the phone and my credit card number was given and it stores, electronically it stores my credit card number.
All right. Ma'am, let me hear from you regarding the loan and the money.
Okay, I had got into a fender bender. Just so happens while I was waiting in the car for the police to do the police report, I wasn't distraught. It was an accident. It wasn't a huge accident. Marcellus happened to call me. That was the first time that that was the second and last time that me and Marcellus had ever, had sex, I guess, whatever. So this happened before. I left his house, and that's when I got into the car accident. So he had called me, and we're telling him what happened. He said, well, I'm going to do you a favor. I'm going to pay your deductible. I know the deductible is going to kill you. And that's what I'm thinking. So, oh my gosh, I don't want to pay a $500.
Did you ever agree to pay him back?
No.
All right.
I never
what
even
about
asked
the other
for
monies he's suing for? The stolen money from his credit card?
I have no idea why Marcellus thinks that.
Okay.
I never even had
All right, sir,
Marcellus's
she
card.
says she never agreed to repay you.
Sir, I have text messages
Is that right?
acknowledging that she
Saying
owes
what?
me.
You can hand it to Doyle, please.
There you go.
Plaintiff Marcellus Robinson says he and the defendant were friends with benefits, but the defendant insists Marcellus was infatuated with her and showered her with gifts.
Your counterclaim for lost wages and emotional distress. How does he owe you for emotional distress? Tell me that part.
Because I feel like this whole situation is unnecessary. Yes, I borrowed $80 from Marcellus this year on March 31st for gas money. I was taking a trip out of town. That's when I told him I knew you were the only one that was up at that time.
Do you remember this text? I'll give you your money back when I see you this afternoon, and I'll give you $50 toward the $500 you let me borrow.
You said, do I remember sending that text?
Yes.
That was a sarcastic text. I do remember sending that text, but it was no, because
all right. Well. I want you to take this as sarcasm as long as you pay.
I'm just letting you know,
$680 is his judgment.
Thank you,
pay it and then be sarcastic.
Well,
Have a
I'm
good
saying-
day. Judgment for the plaintiff. Your claim is dismissed.
So you definitely knew I said that after you said something about me owing you $500.
You know what? Fake people can't retain information.
Fake people want Marcellus. You make $10 an hour. I make double what you make.
But
Nobody cares
who's
about
running
that,
who,
though.
Who's running who? I
I'm
make
never running for
$40,000.
you
You
for
making what?
anything,
31,
though.
dog? Don't try to play me.
But at the end of the day, I never needed anything that you
Yes,
gave
you
me.
did. Stop
You're
front.
mad,
That's why
though.
you
You're
asked me. I
mad.
got the
You're
text
mad, though.
messages.
You're
Come
mad.
on now.
You look mad.
You ain't got
You're
nothing.
mad.
You mad. You
What
are.
I'm mad for?
We recently spoke with plaintiff Marcellus Robinson, who told us that he has only seen the defendant one time since their case was heard. Marcellus says he's moved on and met better people.